This past week I took a trip to Pier 1 to get some inspiration and to see what kind of sales they had.
Look at this right here.
And I found the most gorgeous lamp ever. It was a silver table lamp with these beautiful topaz crystals, metal shade, elaborate design. I was so excited.
So gorgeous.
I just love it. It's so gorgeous. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try to make this. This is so pretty. This is called a Bohemian crystal table lamp, and it costs about $150. And unfortunately, here at the store, it was not on sale, but I had to have it. So with some trips to the craft store and a little creative thinking, I figured out a way to make my own Bohemian crystal table lamp. And rather than shelling out $150, this only cost me $35 to make. So let me show you how you can put this gorgeous exotic lamp together. Instead of having to deal with the hardware for the lamp, I decided to make things easier on myself and go to Goodwill to see if I could find a lamp I could use as a base. And I found this lamp, which was about the size that I needed, and also a lampshade. Now I'm not going to use a lampshade, but I need to see how to put the lampshade together, so I'm using this just as a guide. This only costs $1.99. The lamp itself costs $4.99, so I think that's a good deal. Then I went to Hobby Lobby to see what I could find to make this lamp, and I found these metal sheets with decorative imprints, and I thought that would be just perfect to use for the lampshade. So I picked up a sheet with a nice pattern that was 12 by 24 inches. Now this sheet costs $11.99, but I used an online coupon for 40% off, and it costs about $7. Also from Hobby Lobby, I found this beautiful metal ribbon. It was on sale for 50% off, so I got it for $3.99. While I was there, I also picked up 4 8-inch metal rings and 1 6-inch metal ring, a box with an assortment of large and medium-sized clear crystal beads, and 18-gauge silver wire. From Dollar Tree, I picked up 2 bags of clear gems and utility wire. You're also going to need 2 3/8 by 1 1/4 inch washers, and this is optional for extra bling, a couple of rows of diamond gemstones. I had these already, and I think I got these from Walmart. Also optional, I used my Your House of Home metallic gold paint and a metallic chrome silver spray paint. And to put everything together, I'm using a hot glue gun with Gorilla glue sticks, Gorilla clear grip glue, and needle nose pliers. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the lamp I got from Goodwill, and I want it to be all silver just like the one in the store. So I'm going to tape up and protect the electrical areas, and I'm going to paint this a metallic silver. I'm using a spray paint I got from Ace. It's a premium enamel chrome aluminum gloss paint. After you spray paint the whole piece, you might want to go back and spray it with a clear protective coating just to protect against fingerprints and scratching. While that's outside drying, now we can go inside and work on the lampshade. I'm using the largest sheet that they had. It was 12 by 24. And this decorative metal ribbon. This ribbon I'm going to use as a border at the top and the bottom, just like the inspiration piece. And it has circles in it that would be perfect for the jewels that are in the piece that I love. Now I'm cutting 2 pieces of ribbon, 25 inches each. So I want it to be just slightly longer than the 24-inch base piece. I'll be gluing the ribbon about 1.25 inches down from the top and from the bottom. So using my Gorilla Clear Grip, I'm going to put glue down the center of the center metal pieces. And I'm putting a wet glue down on every other one. On the eye pieces, I'm going to use hot glue, but I'm not putting glue at the very end pieces. And right after you put the hot glue on it, you want to quickly line that up straight and press that down. Be careful with your fingers and hold it there for a little bit until the hot glue solidifies. You'll also want to peel that up right away so that it doesn't stick to your working paper. I didn't put glue on the edges of this ribbon, so I'm going to put a little hot glue on the tin sheet just to keep it in place. And I'll do the same process for the bottom half, the same distance from the top. Now I'm going to get my 4 8-inch metal rings ready. And I'm going to take my metal sheet and gently roll it around loosely onto itself into a tube. And you want this tube to be small enough so that you can fit the metal rings around it. And you're going to place all 4 metal rings around the tube and position them so that they make a border around the 2 ribbon pieces. Then you're going to push the metal sheet all the way out so that the edges just touch right at the very ends. This metal sheet fits just perfect inside the 8-inch rings. Now I'm going to put some hot glue on the seams where the ribbon is, and I'm going to glue that overlapping ribbon around the seams. And I'm going to just cut this so that it's a straight line and I don't get an extra pattern here. And just glue that part down too. Now I'm just going to go around and position the rings so that they're right directly above the metal ribbon to make a nice border. And I'm just going to add a few drops of hot glue just to keep those rings in place. Just a little bit, I don't want to be able to see the hot glue. And I'm doing the same thing for the bottom border. And I just want to remind you I am using Gorilla Glue sticks. Metal is a little heavier, so this glue is a bit stronger and it works better for this project. Now since I still have more of this pretty metal ribbon, I decided to put 2 more pieces in the center. So I cut 2 more pieces, 25 inches, and I'm going to glue the first one about 3/4 of an inch down from the top border. And I'm using the edge of the pattern to line this up. And I'm gluing a little at a time as I go around. You could use both glues, but right now I'm using just the hot glue. The other piece of ribbon I'm gluing directly underneath the center one, but I'm alternating the circles. I don't want them to line up. So I'm going to glue this down so that it makes an alternating pattern. Much prettier, and the middle pieces are helping to hide the seam and to keep the cylinder together. Now before I decorate this, I want to make sure I can attach the shade to the lamp. So I'm going to look at the shade that I bought from Goodwill to see how it's constructed. And I see it has a hole in the middle that attaches to the lamp, and a few bars coming from that hole that's attached to the lampshade. So to make something that works the same way, I'm using a couple of washers and thick silver wire. This is 18 gauge silver wire I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to loop it around the opening so that I have 2 long pieces that make a right angle extending from the circle. I'm putting down Gorilla hot glue to keep the wire in place on the washer. And I'm cutting another piece to put on the other side to make a cross shape with the wires. Now I'm going to completely cover the top of that washer with hot glue and sandwich the wire in with another washer on top. You could use a stronger glue if you like for this part. Next I'm going to place my circle cross on top of my lampshade to center the circle right in the middle of the lampshade. And then I'm going to bend down the wire pieces right by the edges so that I know where the circle will be centered. Now I'm going to feed the wires evenly across through the holes of the shade. I want it to go through the hole of the metal ribbon and over the bar right above the metal ribbon and through the base part of the metal shade. And then I'm going to loosely twist it over where I made the fold in the wire. I'm going to do that for all 4 pieces of wire and make sure that it's tight and centered but not twisted. And then I'm going to put it on a lamp just to make sure the shade falls in the right position. And if it's not, I can still adjust it. But this looks pretty good. So now I can take it off and twist the wires around itself. I'm going to twist it close together so it looks really neat. And you can use needle nose pliers on the end if you have to, but you want to have it finished something like this. Do that for all 4 pieces. Now on the bottom part of my lampshade, I want to hang a smaller ring. This is the 6-inch ring and it fits just inside the lampshade. I want to use this to hang my crystals. My inspiration piece has a couple of rings inside, but since my lampshade is a lot thinner, I'm just going to use 1 ring. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces of wire and twist them around this ring. But I'm going to put a drop of hot glue where I twist it just to keep the wire in place, keep it from sliding around the tube. And I'm attaching this near the larger bottom ring. So now my lampshade looks like this. And it's all ready to decorate. Now the one thing I really loved about the Pier 1 piece was those topaz crystals. Since I could only find clear crystals, I decided to use a little of my gold metallic paint and brush on a light coat on one side of each crystal. So this is what they look like after they dry. You can see it still has a nice shiny look even on the painted side. But I'm going to turn these over so that you see this through the unpainted shiny side. And I'll have nice golden colored crystals. I'm gluing 18 of these small colored crystals around the top circles and 18 around the bottom. For the crystals that'll be hanging from the bottom of the shade, I'm using 16 large teardrop crystals and 16 medium teardrop crystals. Okay, let's start by gluing my small gems into the circles at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to put the glue on the painted side. And I'm going to put 2 dots of glue on each end so that it sticks to the edge of the circle. And I'm going to glue that right in the middle of each circle at the top and the bottom. And already it's starting to look really beautiful. Now for the crystals that dangle at the bottom, I'm using 1 large and 1 medium crystal. They came in a pack with these 2 sizes. And I'm going to take just utility wire. This is wire that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut pieces about 5 inches. I'm cutting 16 pieces. Next, starting with the largest piece, I'm going to take my wire and push it in from the front to the back and make a little loop that's closed. Then I'm going to take my medium-sized piece, and you want to make sure on both pieces the shiny side is facing forward. So I'm going to put the wire in at the end on this piece and make a little loop to close it. And then I'm going to take my large crystal that's in front and bend it over so that it's right above the small crystal. And then I'm going to take my fingers and just sort of bend the wire gently, not really tight, but bend it a little so that that large piece hangs right in front of the smaller piece. With the lampshade hanging on its side so that I could see the inside bar, what I'm doing is I'm looping the set of crystals over the bar, and I'm wrapping the bottom part of the wire around the bar, and then I'm going to straighten those wires and the crystals out, and I'll have this little loop that's on the bar. Now, so it doesn't slide back and forth, I'm going to put a dot of hot glue on each side of the wire, and I'm spacing these about 1 inch apart, or right under every other opening of the design that's on the tin. Now I'm going to attach the shade to the lamp so I can make sure that it hangs well. And what I'm doing here is I'm pulling the top and the bottom crystals apart to create some space and to make it look as if it's on different levels. So as you can see, even though I only have 1 bar, it looks like there may be 2 bars here, just like the inspiration piece. Now, since I already had these strips of diamond with adhesive backing, I thought I'd use this as one last touch to the top and the bottom edge, just to add a little bit of sparkle. Now, one last thing, since the piece at Pier 1 had a crystal bottom, and I still have a few crystals left, I decided to add some crystals to the bottom of this lamp. So I'm using a little of the Gorilla Clear grip glue and some hot glue to make sort of a flower shape with just clear crystals at the bottom. 4 large pieces all the way around, and 4 medium-sized pieces just above that. This time I'm going to use 2 golden crystals and 2 clear crystals. And now I have my own Bohemian crystal table lamp. And I am so excited. I think this came out just beautiful. And compared to the one from Pier 1, this looks just as gorgeous. No, I think even more gorgeous than a lamp I would have easily paid $150 for. And lit up in my living room, it looks even more spectacular. Plus, at about $35 each, I can afford to have as many as I like. Now you can pick up all my favorite crafting supplies and products used on this show with the one-click, easy shopping, and fast delivery convenience of Amazon. On my new Amazon shopping page, type in amazon.com/shop/yourhouseofhometv, and you'll find all the supplies for my newest project, all my crafting supplies, project pieces, home decor, kitchen, garden, and more. And pick up our Your House of Home metallic multi-surface acrylic paint. With 8 shimmering colors, you can mix millions of colors and paint on any surface, indoor or outdoor, to create endless home beauty. And while you're there, add to your cart our Book of Elegant Home Crafts Volume 1, filled with step-by-step instructions for your favorite projects. Available here in paperback and ebook. See the information tab for the hardcover. Get this and all the supplies you need for your next project all in one place. I'll be working every day to add great products to make home crafting fast and easy. Follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Snapchat at Your House of Home and Your House of Home TV for daily home, food, and gardening tips.